A world of hidden manipulation, coercion, and exploitation was finally being brought to light by none other than the son of one of the industry's most powerful figures. Diddy's own son has broken down in tears while revealing explosive allegations, and the revelations involve some of the biggest names in rap, with claims that paint a chilling picture of power abused and trust shattered. But how deep do these allegations go? What did Diddy's son experience that led him to such a public and emotional confession? And how does this connect to the larger, shadowy culture of exploitation that has plagued Hollywood's elite for years? This story isn't just about one person or one family, it's about an entire system being called into question. In this video, we'll uncover the details of Diddy's son's shocking claims, explore the alleged involvement of high-profile rappers, and delve into the culture of silence and complicity that has allowed such behavior to persist for so long. Stay with us until the very end, because what you're about to hear will change.
Chrissy, how are you doing?
Please support it.
How you guys feel?
Guys, let them walk. Let them walk. Let them walk. Let them walk. Guys, let them walk. Guys, let them walk.
Guys, you gotta move it. You gotta move it. You gotta move it. Use your legs.
Do you guys have any words of support? You expecting him to be released today? Are you surprised?
There's a wall. There's a wall. There's a wall. Use the wall.
Sorry.
Go.
The shocking confession. Diddy's son speaks out. The emotional breakdown of Diddy's son has left many stunned. During a heartfelt confession, he revealed disturbing allegations that shook fans and insiders alike. Breaking into tears, he recounted troubling instances of coercion, pointing a finger at some of the industry's biggest names. This brave moment was not just a personal revelation, but a call for attention to the hidden issues within Hollywood's elite circles. These revelations came to light during a candid interview, where Diddy's son finally broke his silence after years of holding back. The confession, which quickly went viral, has sparked conversations about the darker side of the entertainment industry. His willingness to open up in such a public manner underscores the weight of his experiences and the courage it took to confront them. The toll on Diddy's son is evident. His emotional and psychological pain shines through his words, shedding light on the potential long-term impacts of such trauma. Many supporters have rallied behind him, commending his bravery and calling for accountability. This moment marks a turning point, not only in his personal story, but in the broader conversation about exploitation in Hollywood.
Before his arrest, disgraced music mogul Sean Diddy Combs was famous for holding his annual 4th of July party in the Hamptons. All of the well-known partygoers wore white, and it wasn't exactly a family-friendly event. Now imagine you're a 6-year-old kid and you find yourself a guest there. Allison Hall has more.
Can you believe this 6-year-old boy was once a guest at Diddy's infamous white party? The disgraced mogul has his arm draped around a young Justin Livtowski back in 1999. Justin is now 31 and tells Inside Edition about taking that photo.
He put his arm around me in an uncomfortable way, close to areas that you shouldn't as a grown man.
He recalls what he saw at the party.
So I remember marijuana, and topless women. That's the two main things that I remember.
So, how'd he end up there? Well, his father, David Allen, was Diddy's photographer, snapping pictures of partygoers in the Hamptons. Justin's mom, Maya, was also there. She says the party was family-friendly at first, but then turned raunchy.
People were getting high. There were girls swimming topless, young-looking girls that were, not dressed. We moved to another part of the house so that he wouldn't be exposed to what was going on.
In later years, Diddy implemented a curfew for children.
Kids have like an hour left.
Alleged abuse in Hollywood's elite circles. The revelations have also pointed to connections with some of the most well-known figures in the entertainment industry. Diddy's son alleged that top celebrities, including rappers and artists, were involved in these disturbing incidents. These claims, though shocking, are not entirely new to an industry long rumored to have a culture of exploitation. Hollywood has been criticized for creating an environment where young individuals are often coerced into compromising situations. The combination of unchecked power and the lure of fame makes it a breeding ground for abuse. These allegations suggest that exploitation is not just an occasional occurrence, but a systemic issue that demands immediate attention. At the heart of these revelations are hidden power structures, where influence and blackmail are reportedly used to silence victims and protect perpetrators. This complex network enables abuse to continue unchecked, with victims often too afraid to speak out. Diddy's son's confession has started to peel back the layers of secrecy, exposing a troubling reality that many believe has been hidden for far too long.
Because my next guest just testified before a federal grand jury. He says he was in possession of a trove of digital evidence from Diddy's freak-offs and parties. His name is Courtney Burgess, and he says a friend gave him 11 flash drives that belonged to the late Kim Porter. And if you follow this story, you'll know that Kim Porter is Diddy's ex-girlfriend and the mother of 4 of his kids. On those drives, the witness says 8 videos featured 8 celebrities at Diddy freak-offs or parties, and that 6 were males, 2 were females. The drive also included a manuscript of an alleged Kim Porter memoir, a memoir that her 4 kids insist is fake. Courtney Burgess told his story on a podcast before he told the grand jury today, and after he told the grand jury, and I mean immediately after, he booked it over to my set, and he and his attorney talked to me. I should tell you that he was very limited in how much detail he could go into about his testimony. And because the 8 people in the videos, the 8 celebrities in the videos were allegedly victims of sex crimes, we know who they are, but we will not be naming them, famous or not.
Orlando Brown's explosive claims, adding fuel to the fire. Actor and former child star Orlando Brown has come forward with his own shocking revelations. He alleged disturbing encounters involving Diddy and other high-profile celebrities, painting a grim picture of Hollywood's dark underbelly. Orlando's claims, though controversial, align with the allegations brought forward by Diddy's son, suggesting a pattern of behavior. His statements highlight recurring themes of manipulation and exploitation, reinforcing the narrative of systemic abuse. His accounts, combined with Diddy's son's revelations, suggest a web of coercion that entangles not just individuals, but an entire network of influential figures. While his claims are still under scrutiny, they have reignited discussions about the accountability of Hollywood's elite. The backlash against Orlando has been swift, with many in the industry attempting to discredit him. However, his willingness to speak out despite the potential fallout has earned him support from those advocating for change. Hollywood's reaction to his revelations underscores the challenges faced by individuals who dare to expose its hidden truths. Interview: The role of leaked tapes. Amid these revelations, leaked tapes have surfaced, allegedly exposing inappropriate actions involving Diddy and other celebrities. These tapes reportedly contain disturbing evidence that could substantiate claims of abuse and coercion. Their content, while not yet publicly available, is said to be under review by the FBI, adding a legal dimension to the growing scandal. The involvement of federal authorities underscores the seriousness of the situation. These tapes could serve as critical evidence in ongoing investigations, potentially leading to legal consequences for those implicated. The mere existence of such recordings has sent shockwaves through the industry, with many speculating about the potential fallout. If these tapes are as incriminating as reported, they could have far-reaching implications for Hollywood. The possibility of more high-profile names being implicated has created an atmosphere of fear and uncertainty. For many, this marks a pivotal moment in holding powerful figures accountable for their actions. Hollywood's silence and complicity. Despite the gravity of these revelations, Hollywood's response has been largely muted. The lack of public acknowledgement from involved parties has raised questions about the industry's willingness to confront its darker side. This silence has been interpreted by some as complicity, further eroding public trust.
And to be clear, he received it in its complete form. So I think just to make sure we have some clarity here, the manuscript that Mr. Burgess received was already in its complete form. It's not that he edited it or changed anything.
Got it.
He did give it to someone
Makes
else
sense.
who then edited it, but that's not how he received it.
Okay, so Ariel, did your client, Courtney, receive the book from the woman who seems to have written it, saying, I'm a woman of my word, and this book is going to make it to print?
I don't know if he received it from a man or a woman. He can answer that.
I received it from a man. I tell you, somebody she was dating.
Do you know if the notes from the book really were from Kim Porter?
It was, yes, because I spoke to her probably like 6 hours before I received it.
You spoke to Kim Porter?
Yes.
So Kim Porter.
Just saying hi.
Okay.
Just saying hi.
Okay, Ariel, go ahead and give me clarity on the timeline.
No, I'm trying to get him to provide clarity of, was there a conversation with her?
No, I was
or
talking to the person, and he said, hold up, this is Courtney, be right here. Let me say something to him. He said, I know him, put me on speaker. Then that's how we end up speaking.
The patterns of behavior and the need for accountability. The patterns of behavior reportedly facilitated by Diddy's power raise urgent questions about accountability. How can an industry so reliant on public image and talent allow such abuses to persist? The revelations surrounding Diddy and his network underscore the need for systemic change to protect vulnerable individuals from exploitation. The call for justice and accountability. As these allegations continue to unfold, calls for justice and accountability are growing louder. Current lawsuits and ongoing investigations have put significant legal pressure on Diddy and those implicated in these claims. The pursuit of justice is not just about punishing wrongdoers, it's about creating a safer and more transparent industry. Advocacy for change has gained momentum, with activists and organizations calling for greater protections for individuals in the entertainment industry. From increased oversight to better support systems for victims, these efforts aim to address the systemic issues that enable abuse.
Adria Sherry English claims the rapper forced them into explicit activities during these lavish events in the early 2000s. English, who filed a lawsuit, said she was hired as a dancer for the parties held in the Hamptons, a posh New York neighborhood. She in fact alleges the glamorous exterior of these celebrity-filled events hid a disturbing reality where women were coerced into sexual acts. English claims Diddy used his power to pressure her, warning that if she did not comply, he would sabotage her music career. According to her, drinks were spiked with drugs, leaving her unable to recall how she in fact left the parties. English went on to say that the parties were more explicit, and the in fact more explicit parts of the party started late at night after most of the guests left the venue. The secretive activities allegedly took place in rooms guarded by security to prevent anyone from knowing what exactly is happening behind the doors closed.
To get to the latest on Combs, his children speaking out overnight, and another accuser has come forward. Aaron Katersky has been tracking all this for us. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning, Michael. Combs and Sam Bankman-Fried are sharing a dormitory-style unit in protective custody in jail. Strange bedfellows in jail. And now his children this morning are speaking out. This morning, the children of Sean Diddy Combs are speaking out for the first time since their father's arrest last week. 4 of Combs' 7 children writing on Instagram, "We have seen so many hurtful and false rumors circulating about our parents, Kim Porter and Sean Combs' relationship, as well as about our mom's tragic passing, that we feel the need to speak out. Claims that our mom wrote a book are simply untrue. She did not. And anyone claiming to have a manuscript is misrepresenting themselves." A 60-page unverified book published earlier this month claimed to be the collection of diaries of Porter, who died at the age of 47 in 2018. The children, who don't mention their father's arrest in the statement, go on to write, "Our mother should be remembered for the beautiful, strong, kind, and loving woman she was."
The road ahead. The road ahead is uncertain, but one thing is clear. These revelations have shaken Hollywood to its core. For Diddy, his son, and the broader industry, this is a moment of reckoning. The outcomes of these legal battles and public discussions will shape the future of accountability and trust in entertainment. What we've uncovered today is nothing short of devastating. From the emotional breakdown of Diddy's son to the allegations against some of the industry's biggest names, this story shines a spotlight on the darkest corners of Hollywood. These claims are more than just headlines.
Hallie, and tonight we are learning in just the last few minutes that a federal judge is now refusing to grant Sean Diddy Combs bail. Instead, he's going straight to jail tonight after Diddy pleaded not guilty to charges of sex trafficking and racketeering. Want to show you some of these brand new court sketches coming into us, like literally in the last 90 seconds. This is Combs in court after prosecutors arrested him at a hotel in Manhattan. It's where he's apparently been living for weeks, according to what a person familiar with the move tells NBC News. All of it a tipping point now in that sprawling federal investigation into the superstar's alleged years of sex crimes dating back to 2009. As we're just getting in some new and deeply disturbing details about the allegations against him in what looks like a massive criminal operation, allegedly. At least 50 victims and witnesses so far. And at the center of it, these hours and days-long sex acts known as, in their words, freak-offs that Combs supposedly orchestrated to abuse his victims.
Sean Diddy Combs is locked up in a federal jail that has been plagued by harsh conditions and violence. The Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn has seen multiple deaths in recent years. An inmate was stabbed to death in July, and several others have died by suicide. It's these reasons, among others, that Combs' lawyers are fighting to get him out of there. They want him released on bail rather than being kept in jail while he awaits trial on sex trafficking charges. Combs is just the latest high-profile defendant to be locked up at MDC Brooklyn. Before him, there were R. Kelly, Elaine Maxwell, and crypto scammer Sam Bankman-Fried. Maxwell complained about her treatment at the facility, which included round-the-clock checks in the wake of her associate Jeffrey Epstein's jail suicide. A few years ago, a week-long power outage in the dead of winter left detainees in drab, cold conditions. Judges have also raised alarms. They've pressed the Bureau of Prisons for status updates and implored the agency to fix things. One judge even refused to send some defendants to the jail. For now, Combs is one of about 1,200 people locked up at MDC Brooklyn. He's the highest profile detainee at a place that's been described as hell on earth.
Breaking news tonight, Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested in a Manhattan hotel this evening after a grand jury indicted the music mogul. His attorney tells CNN that he is currently being processed. The charges are unclear as of this moment. Joining us now is CNN's entertainment reporter Elizabeth Wagmeister, and also with us CNN chief legal correspondent Ellie Honig. Elizabeth, you were a big part of revealing some details about Diddy's conduct in private over the course of the last couple of months. That video led to a lot more scrutiny on what he has been accused of. What do we know at this point about what this case might ultimately be about?
Abby, at the moment, we don't know what the charges are. I have information that he was arrested tonight at a Manhattan hotel. He is currently being processed. I heard from his attorney they are still maintaining his innocence. They said that in anticipation of these charges,